Hi there, I'm Chloe and I'm making a couple of arrangements for my mantle for Halloween. So I'm going to invite you to watch and see what I'm up to. So I just have a white chamber pot that I'm going to use, and I have put some dry floral foam in here and taped it down to secure it. And I visited Michael's and picked up all kinds of great stuff. So let's get going. Oh, some of these stems, you know, they're pretty tough. I love this these glittery branches with the bats on them, kind of cool. And I think I have one. Oh, this one is just a branch. Okay, we'll put this one in too. So I have one with the bats and one without. And then I've got some black velvety philodendron. And because I'm decorating in pinks and mauves, I'm going to go ahead and add some of this greenery around the edge. If any of this was going to show, I would have put some Spanish moss in beforehand, but none of this is going to show when we're done, so I'm not the least bit worried about that. So we can save the Spanish moss for something else. So just go around. You want to make sure that you put something all around the edge. And little trick, you know, a lot of times these will just slide up to give you a little more stem, okay? Same thing if your leaves are facing the wrong way. Oftentimes you can just turn them around. And then by the edge here, I'm going to bend this down. I don't know if you can see that, so that my branch flows over the edge of, I don't want them all sticking up like this. I want some of them hanging down. And then I'm going to put this one like right here up in the middle. Just give a little bit of that color. And I've got some velvety burgundy leaves. I'm going to add some of these towards the back. Same thing, I'm just going to bend them down. They don't need to be sticking up in the air. And it's not like anybody's going to see the back of this arrangement either, but I would just feel better if I had a little bit back here in the back. And this is like some black glittery Spanish moss that I have cut apart and used. I'm going to use some in my next arrangement too. Same thing, I just want it to hang down over the edge of my arrangement, so it'll hang down over the edge of my mantle. And I'm going to use plenty of this. It's kind of sticking together just like Spanish moss sticks together. It doesn't want to separate. And it doesn't look real cool like right now, but when you see it on the mantle, you'll see how it will flow down and over. And now I want to add some of the muted flowers that I have. And these black philodendron leaves really fill in right behind our blooms. They look great, don't they? And then I'm going to stick a flower right in there, right where I planted that black philodendron leaf. And I got some of these swamp flowers. Looks like a witch has been out in the woods gathering creepy stuff. going to come around the front so I can see what I'm doing here. Pop this one right in here towards the back. And then I have some berries, same thing. To plant these so that they hang way down over the edge of my mantle. Let me move some of these things out of the way so you can see. I think I could use this additional branch in the back here. I also picked up some of these mushrooms from Michael's. I've been using these in a lot of things this year. I'm going to just tuck that one right in there and then come over to the other side and we'll plant this one back up here. And I feel like I need something else right up here, so let me see what else I have with some height to it. See if I have another bloom that's got some height to it. There we go. Yep, it needed that. And I'm almost done. I'm going to tuck a couple more pieces of this black philodendron in here. And one more bloom right in the front. Unless I have a light colored mushroom, but I just don't think it goes. So we'll put another one of these peonies in here. There we go. And our arrangement is all done, and I've got another one to show you. So stay tuned here. Coming up next, I took a piece of dry floral foam and I have taped it into this urn like so. And now I'm going to start adding some Halloween florals and picks and things to my arrangement and build it up to show you exactly what I would do. I got this great flowy stuff. It's nice to have stuff that flows, things that flow over the edge of your container, particularly if you're putting them up on a mantle or a table where they're going to drape over the edge. This would also look great if you have a big set of bookshelves that you're styling for Halloween. So we're just going to go ahead and add some of this all the way around. It kind of looks like sparkly black, I don't know, Spanish moss? Yeah, maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and add some more of that. And then I have some black thistle, artificial thistle, that I'm going to start adding. And let's see. And some of these dangly things, I'm sure you've seen these. If you're into arranging artificial flowers, you've probably seen these before. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but for me, they're perfect for Halloween arrangements. Kind of creepy. And I have one more branch that I'm going to put back here to build that up just a little bit more. And I've got these great black velvety philodendron leaves. Those pretty. I picked up all of these things at Michael's. So for me, they are like my Halloween headquarters. So many cool things there. Just gonna build this up a little bit, and then we are not making this all black. I am decorating, believe it or not, for Halloween this year in pinks. So I want this all to be like in burgundies and muted, let's call it muted pinks. see. I think we could use one of these right down the front. Right there. So because I'm going with those colors, I thought that this was a good vine to add with the burgundy on it. Has a pink on the front of the leaves and burgundy on the back side. And again, I want them to flow right over the edge of my pot. So I'm going to just bend them down before I poke them into the floral foam. If they don't bend the way you want it first, just go back and bend them some more. I'm having trouble finding the end of my, there it is, there we go. So the only real tools you'll need for this are a good pair of wire cutters to cut apart your picks and your greenery. And I think that's looking great. I'm going to cut this piece in two just to add some short pieces in here in the back. And maybe one right up the middle. There we go. And a few more of these guys. It's like, oh, don't reach out and grab me with these things. Okay, and now we're going to add some of that burgundy. This is one of the things I really liked at Michael's this year for Halloween was these swamp flowers like so. And I'm just going to put a couple of these. I think they're out of them at most of the stores by me, but they look like they were still available online. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put this one a little lower and right here on this side. Yeah, that's okay because we're going to add some more balloons here. Again, this kind of muted pink. I'm going to add one of those at the top. And these are actually those bouquets they sell, if you're familiar at Michael's. And I just cut them apart to use them. But I thought that the colors just really went with my theme here. Going to come around the front so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. I want to make sure that I mix up the peachy ones with the more mauve ones. And one of the other things I got was those roses that they have, again, as little bouquets. Now I'm keeping this, I'm going to put this on my mantle that's got a lot of other decor on it. So I'm not going to be putting like any skulls or spiders in here, but you certainly could add both of those. You know, to add some skulls or something else kind of creepy to yours would be great. Now I've got to turn it around for a second. I think I have a little bit of a hole right here. Let's see what I want to put in there. I have one more of these that I would say are peonies. One of the other things you could do is like, you know, eyeballs or whatever. And now I feel like there's a hole right here. So let's see what else we have down in here. A couple more of these roses. Got some more of those roses down here, hiding in the bottom of my bin. There we go. So again, I'm going to come around the front. And maybe One last one. Group them together as 3 there, just to make sure I have filled in all that space. And there you go. You have a great Halloween, kind of classy, not too creepy, but you could add the creep factor to yours if you wanted. There you go.